Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. I write on Quora, which is a really cool website, or I really like it. And someone asked the following question. To the best of my ability, I don't mention teachers' names, especially if they're living. But the question says, why does Eckhart Tolle have to be a millionaire if he's truly enlightened and free of greed, while billions of people are starving in the world? Part of why I wrote this, my answer, was some of the answers were just so ridiculous. See, Quora is a website where anyone can ask a question and anyone can answer. And some of the responses were they were disgusting, or that I felt nauseous reading some of the nonsense. So I'm going to read what I wrote and share a little bit. I wrote, it's really helpful to distinguish between modern and classical spirituality. I might actually say modern and grounded spirituality, or modern and I have to find a better word maybe. Modern spirituality has no basis save the spiritual experience of the individual teaching. On the surface, this sounds really cool and free. Like, oh, cool. Eckhart Tolle, or blank, meaning anyone, has a profound spiritual awakening, and then they're going to share their freedom. World peace. Like, it sounds like the coolest thing ever, right? Like, and Eckhart Tolle says that he was really super depressed before his awakening. And by the way, this isn't to criticize Eckhart Tolle per se. What it is going to criticize is spiritual teachers who are only grounded in their own direct experience. And again, it sounds so cool. It sounds so cool. Like the individual found their way and then they're going to share it with others. But as we'll see here, it turns into a shit show real quick. The only problem is that such teachers usually only teach a partial truth, and that they usually make stuff up all along because they aren't really awakened. They just think they are. A great example of this is the whole Papaji lineage, quote lineage. The various people went to Papaji and had a cool experience and thought they were enlightened. And then they went off and started teaching. However, Papaji said that they were not enlightened, that they were actually the fact that they were teaching was an indication of nothing more than ego, arrogance, and delusion. And he even went so far to say that such teachers would end up in hell. See, this doesn't get talked about in modern spirituality. In the Hindu worldview, and not just Hindu worldview, Hindu philosophy, taking on the guru role and misleading other people, it's worse than a life or death. Like, death is no big deal. Like, the punishment, the karmic punishment that lies in store for someone who does that. For example, me doing this YouTube video, if I fundamentally misrepresent truth, I'm kind of protected because I make it clear I am not a guru. And I forgot to say, and please don't believe anything I say, but find out for yourself what is true. Read the classic scriptures. Meditate. Meditate on the wisdom of the ages, and then find out for yourself what's true. So I'm partially protected because I'm not taking on the guru role, but even so, misleading someone spiritually is like the karmic repercussions of that in Hindu philosophy are, and that's what Papaji was speaking to here. Basically, what you have is self-appointed teachers. I debated with such a self-appointed guru online once. This person is very poetic, almost charming, really, and they have a large following. In one of their pieces, they waxed poetic. about how all the great teachers, such as the Buddha, Ramakrishna, Shankara, Ramana Maharshi, Nisargadatta, had no guru. When I pointed out that all of them had gurus, this person said, "Oh, I don't really see how that matters." When I pointed out that Ramana Maharshi said a guru was necessary, they went ballistic, repeating over and over, the self is the self and remains the self. Now let's sit with this for a moment. We have a very popular teacher whom thousands of people see as enlightened, whom thousands of people look to for guidance, making up a doctrine, oh, you don't need a guru, making false claims, oh, these great saints don't have a guru, then dismissing facts when they contradict this person's made up teaching, then getting upset when the classic doctrine is different from their made up teaching. And this kind of summarizes what the modern spiritual scene is like. This interaction I had with this person. It's a great encapsulation of the modern spiritual scene. I call it the modern spiritual marketplace. A self-appointed guru is as dangerous as a self-appointed doctor. The modern spiritual scene is a shit show, plain and simple. It is a bunch of self-appointed doctors dispensing powerful ideas, some false, some true, some a mixture of true and false, which change and distort people's sense of reality. In this example, we can see the absolute danger of someone who had some spiritual experience or realization and then latches onto bits and pieces of ancient philosophies and then misteaches them, as this person who I just gave the example of does. Here's a brief overview of the differences. Modern, individuals who have had a spiritual experience but are not free of ego, making shit up based on misunderstood classical teachings, all the while selecting individual passages that support their partial understanding and attacking or denying the other passages, the other part of the spiritual tradition that do not bolster their made-up teachings. These teachers come and give a teaching and then go back to their private lives and then will reappear and give another teaching. Classical. Individuals who are part of a community that has been investigating the most profound mysteries of existence for thousands of years. What they teach may have a novel flavor, but it will almost completely be in alignment with classic texts like the Bhagavad Gita or the wisdom of the ages. Their teaching is holistic. They can explain all the various nuances of various scriptures. These people have no private lives. Their life is fully devoted to ending suffering for other beings. So sure, in modern spirituality, back to the original question, this isn't directed at Eckhart Tolle, but so sure, in modern spirituality, be a millionaire, all the while teaching that the world is an illusion. Why not? The modern way is all about having your cake and eating it too, while being on a weight loss program, not caring about your weight, cheating on your diet, then laughing about it all on your way to get plastic surgery. And as for the starving poor, they don't even exist. And anyway, who cared? Who is it that cares about the starving people? That's just ego. One of the most famous modern spiritual teachers in private teaches that only gay men or women can become fully enlightened. It is next to impossible for a straight man to become enlightened. This is a world famous spiritual teacher. And I have this as a direct quote from a close friend who got to have a small one-on-one gathering with this teacher, and like world famous, like top of the hierarchy in terms of the names that are out there right now. That's what he believes. He won't tell that to the general public. That would be bad for business. But millions upon millions of people look to this person for guidance. Who knows what other crazy ideas they have concocted that they only teach privately, or that are underlying? What are the underlying things that this person has made up that then inform the rest of their teaching? Partially awakened people in the throes of the spiritual ego, making shit up. Welcome to Gurus with Mansion. Welcome to the circus called the modern spiritual marketplace. So I posted a link below for this article, and it's really funny. Papaji, in the video, and in this article, I have a link to the Papaji video. Papaji says that it can take like 20 years to end the ego. How about them apples? Thank you so much for joining in, angels. I wish all of you a beautiful, beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening. And I wish everyone discernment and caution around spiritual teachers. Take care. Big love. Love.